Hi, today we're going to be installing vinyl on a kitchen floor. The type of vinyl we're doing is a fiberglass backed vinyl, and it can be loose laid, so that's what we're going to do. Loose laying just means that it's not going to be glued down to the floor, so it'll be able to come up easily. Plus, it won't show as many imperfections in the floor. What we did too was we took the old vinyl, which we made sure was glued down really well, and skim coated the entire thing to fill in the pattern from the old vinyl. Also, when you loose lay a vinyl, you want to keep it about 1/4 inch away from all the baseboards. So you can do that by putting down shoe molding. Around the door jambs though, you need to make sure that you undercut the door jambs with an undercut saw. You can even use one of the cheap hand undercut saws for this. You get at one of your local box stores. But you want to undercut it so that you can get the vinyl underneath it, the door jamb. So I'm going to undercut this a little bit more. Now, vinyl's not very thick, so we just had to undercut it enough so we can get the vinyl underneath it. We skimmed out this floor. What we're going to do now is just look around, see if there's any high spots from the skim. Just take our scraper and just scrape them down a little bit. And then we'll take our horsehair broom and start at one end of the kitchen and get it all swept up really good. One of the key things to any floor, especially vinyl, which shows anything underneath it, is to make sure your floor is absolutely clean. Okay, we'll get this floor cleaned up and then we'll bring in the vinyl. Okay, we've let the vinyl kind of lay out, do its thing, acclimate wherever a little bit. So now we're going to go ahead and cut it in. What you want to do is kind of rough it in first. You could use a utility knife. I'm using my carpet knife. But I also like to use my airway knife for cutting it in. So I can grab the vinyl and just cut it like that. So, but if you're just doing it yourself, you just want to use the carpet or your utility knife actually. Like I said, this is some thick vinyl here. Now if you notice, I've left a space between the baseboard and the vinyl because you want the vinyl to have room to lay flat. You don't ever want it touching anything, any of the baseboards. In fact, if you put a metal strip in to hold the edge of the vinyl down, you don't want your nails actually going through the metal strip. I mean, you want the nails to go through the metal strip, but you don't want the nails to go through the vinyl. The shoe molder we're using is a 1/2 inch thick, so it'll cover that. So I want to leave a space. We undercut the door jamb, so we should be able to just slide that under like that. Okay, come around here. Cut this down. piece right out of the way. Save pieces like this too, and you put them in the bottoms of your cabinets, especially when you have nice thick pieces like this. See how thick this stuff is. It's a really thick piece of vinyl. It's good stuff. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut in the rest of this, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, got the vinyl down, put all our appliances back in. Carefully, put something under it when we're pushing it back. Refrigerator, got the stove, got all our shoe molding up. We use the existing shoe molding, so it's going to have to be touched up, caulked and touched up a little bit in some places. Vinyl's all nice and neat underneath the door jambs. We're not going to put our transition strips down yet because we're eventually going to be putting another floor in the rest of the house. So we'll probably use a transition strip to match that floor. Customer hasn't decided yet if they want laminate, wood, or vinyl, or whatever. So as soon as we find out about that, we'll get the appropriate transition strips. Okay, there's your vinyl floor, loose lay. When we laid it out along this wall, made sure this wall was straight, because it was the longest straight wall. And the rest of the kitchen turned out to be pretty straight. Looks good. Heavy duty loose lay vinyl. Lasts you for years. Looks great. Thanks. Have fun with your floors.